the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. When I read this, realized wisdom doesn't lie in endless desire, but in the ability to pause and appreciate what you already have. I once attended a meeting where I was harshly criticized for a small mistake. The disappointment and self-blame lingered all afternoon, but that night when I opened my notebook, I forced myself to wrote about a colleague who spoke up to defend me in that meeting. Even though they didn't have to, I wrote about the composure I maintained, resisting the urge to react negatively at that moment. My mood shifted. The negative feelings were still there, but they were no longer the center of the story. I had shifted my awareness towards something positive. We often assume positive thoughts will come naturally, but the truth is that negativity dominates. If we don't act deliberately in a day, you might receive 10 compliments, but one complaint will stick in your mind. That's why writing down good things is an act of resistance against that natural tendency. It helps you hold on to good moments and place them at the center of your thoughts. Over time, your brain will change the areas responsible for happiness. Positivity and gratitude become stronger and more active. This isn't just theory. Scientific research has proven that practicing gratitude is one of the simplest ways to reshape your mindset. There was a time when I met a friend going through financial difficulties. He was always tired and discouraged. I suggested he try writing down 3 things he was grateful for each day, even if it was something as simple as a full meal, a quiet morning, or care from his family. A month later, he texted me to say thank you. He told me he hadn't become rich, he hadn't solved all his problems, but the heavy feeling was gone. He no longer woke up with dread every day. He found something to smile about. From then on, he started seeing life as a series of things to appreciate rather than a list of what was missing in the end. Remember that success isn't just achieving something big, it's being able to stop, feel, and enjoy what you already have. We can set higher goals, but if we don't train our minds to be grateful, we'll always be seekers. Never enjoyers. A grateful mind doesn't just bring peace, it builds the inner strength for you to move forward steadily and lightly. 8. Set personal boundaries. You are not your brain. Set personal boundaries. Brain is just a tool. You are the soul, a free spirit created by God, with the power to choose what you will nurture in your mind. No matter how perfect, the brain will generate countless random, negative, tempting thoughts. That's not you, those are just fleeting waves. But if you don't set boundaries, if you don't guard the gates of your mind, you'll soon become a victim of thoughts you never wanted. Imagine you're driving along a coastal road with sharp turns and cliffs right beside you. A crazy thought flashes through your mind. What if I speed up and drive off? It's just a fleeting thought, just the brain testing you, but the choice to act or not is made by your spirit. That principle applies in every moment of daily life. When someone provokes you, when tension rises, your brain will whisper crude or cowardly suggestions. But you, with awareness and dignity, can choose to stay silent. Smile and hold your ground. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind. Not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That strength comes from setting boundaries. Don't let every negative thought flood in like an uninvited guest. Don't let subtle criticisms from others stick to you like a shadow. Positive people aren't luckier than you, they've simply learned to say enough to negative voices. They set limits and protect their inner peace. The way a guard defends a city gate. What about you? Have you ever said enough to the weak thoughts in your own mind? If you don't set boundaries, you'll feel exhausted. You'll turn yourself into a vehicle crowded with complaining passengers. They won't leave you alone, they'll ruin your journey. At some point, you may even start believing their complaints are true. That's when you drift off course and lose direction. Be honest, have you ever done that? Let a negative person pull you away from your goals, your dreams, and your peace. God doesn't want you to become a victim of things He hasn't controlled for you. He gave you freedom. The freedom to choose to set boundaries and to guard your mind. Not so you live in fear of temptation, but so you can say stop. When negative voices rise in your head, whisper, enough, show me solution. Not reason to be afraid. Give your mind time to adjust. To process the shift, change always feels scary, but if you don't give your mind time to adapt, it will return to old habits. Every day is a decision: continue on the journey or give up and fall off the cliff. If you don't set boundaries, you'll end up dragged into nonsense, losing your temper over nothing, and cleaning up messes you caused yourself. But if you clear-headed enough to sit still, breathe, and choose a positive response, you're becoming the person you want to be. And here's something important you need to understand. You can't walk this road alone forever after you've set boundaries and cleared your mind. You'll need to walk with those who have done it before you, people who can help you go faster and farther. But who's worthy of your attention in the next section, I'll show you how to find them. And that might change how you view success forever. 9. Seek out others that have. Seek out others that have done it before. Done it before? Have you ever stood in front of a bold idea and whispered to yourself, I can't do this? Don't blame yourself. That's your brain's self-defense mechanism against the unfamiliar. But the difference between those who dare to succeed and those who remain stuck in doubt lies in how they react. In that moment, successful people don't let fear trap them. They give their minds a reason to keep going. They seek out those who have done it before them. It sounds simple, but this is one of the most subtle strategies to train your mind in the Stoic spirit. Observe those who have walked that path, listen to their stories, and let their success become living proof that counters every negative thought in your head. I remember a story I witnessed in real life, not from a book. Mark, a friend of mine, used to tremble during his first presentations. He always believed he could never speak fluently in front of a crowd. But then one day he started to change, not from a public speaking class, but from accidentally listening to a podcast by Simon Sinek. Someone who had been rejected and failed many times, but became one of the world's leading inspirational speakers. Mark told me that when he heard Sinek talk about his own fears about the lost, look in his eyes during his first speech, he realized that fear is universal. After that, Mark spent time reading biographies, watching hours of interviews, writing down powerful quotes, and sticking them on his desk. If you have something worth sharing, your fear will never be bigger than your message. Then he began to practice each time he stepped on stage. His heart pounded, but he refused to back down. In his final year of university, Mark represented his team in a national competition, presented their project to a panel of judges, and won first prize that was not just a victory of knowledge, but a victory of facing fear and rewriting the story in his head. Understand this when you see real people, real stories. Their presence, their eyes, the way they face pressure. It gives you proof that no empty reassurance can match. That's why conferences and live events are so powerful. Not because every speech is brilliant, but because you see them right in front of you, once flawed, just like you, and they rose. If you can't meet them in person, find them on YouTube, in books, in interviews. Let their success stories drown out the doubts in your mind. When your brain sees enough examples of people who have done it, it will have no good reason to cling to negativity. And then in one moment you'll whisper to yourself, he did it. And he's not better than me. In fact, he struggled even more than I did. I can do it too. That sentence will become the fire that keeps you moving forward. Don't sit still and let doubt eat away at you. Find them, meet them, read about them, print out their quotes, and put them where you can see them every day, so that each day you stop asking, can I do this? And instead tell yourself with power, they did it. So can I write after this? I'll show you how to use the presence of people like that to reset your belief system so that their stories become more than fleeting inspiration, but the foundation for your confidence. Don't miss it. Remember, to Stoic myself is to adopt the mindset of a Stoic philosopher, calm, rational, and grounded in virtue rather than emotion or impulse. It means recognizing that the only true control I have is over my own thoughts, choices, and actions. External events, opinions, and outcomes lie outside that control, and therefore shouldn't disturb my peace. Whether faced with praise or criticism, fortune or hardship, the Stoic remains steady, guided by reason and integ. Conclusion: become what you think. Every negative thought, worry, or anger pulls you away from your goals and weakens your spirit-wise. People choose to control their thoughts like they control their breath. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, our life is what our thoughts make it. If you want success, train your mind every day. Ask yourself, is this something I can control? If yes, act. If not, let it go. Stay silent. In the face of provocation, calm in challenges, and steady in doubt. That's the strength of someone who masters themselves. What about you today? What dominates your mind most? Fear, anger, or a clear goal? Leave your answer in the comments. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss future content. Keep watching the video showing on your screen right now.